guys, I'm here with another book video. I saw at the end of 2011 people were doing videos of their favorite books that they've read in 2011, and I've never done one of those. Back at the end of 2011 I was really busy with moving and just stuff like that, so I didn't have time. And anyway, I don't know if when people do these videos if they mean books that were written of that year or published that year, but I just figured since it's almost the end of June and we're about halfway through the year and I wanted to do a video. I was going through my Goodreads and looked at all the videos that I've read this year so far, and these are all books. These are my favorite books I've read in 2012. These were not all published in 2012 because I don't usually read the brand new books because usually I don't have the money to buy them. And yeah, so let's get started. These are in order of when I read them, not my favorite. So anyway, this one I read in January of this year, and it's Hotel on the Corner of Bitter and Sweet. And I have a review up, I'll link it below, but basically this is about a Chinese-American man who, it kind of goes back and forth between 1986 and present day, or no, it goes back and forth between the 1940s and 1986 when this is based. And anyway, it's about a man that goes to the Panama Hotel and sees it's been boarded up for decades, and he finds a bunch of belongings that were part of the Japanese families who were sent to internment camps during World War II. And he starts remembering that time, and he remembers meeting a girl named Keiko Okabe. And she was a Japanese-American girl, and he was Chinese-American. And apparently, I didn't know this, but apparently in the 1940s, when everyone was against the Japanese because of the bombing of Pearl Harbor, because a lot of people see Asians as all looking the same, which I kind of do the same thing. I go, hey, you're Asian, and I don't know if I can usually tell by the last name if you're Japanese or Chinese or whatever, but because a lot of people just assume that all Asians are the same, Chinese tried to separate themselves from Japanese, which I can kind of see why. I mean, the Japanese were getting a lot of, they're basically getting a lot of crap for being Japanese and saying, oh, maybe you were a spy and stuff like that, and so the Chinese were trying to separate themselves, and so it was this man, Henry Lee, he was a Chinese American, and his father pretty much told him, you do not associate with the Japanese, we don't associate with them, no. And he ends up forming a bond with Keiko, and it causes a lot of drama with his father, and his father actually, he just doesn't want anything to do with it, obviously, which you can kind of see his point too. But yeah, so I mean, I have a more in-depth review on my blog, or on my channel, I'll link it below. But yeah, this was just a really, really great book. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. I would give it 10 out of 5 stars. It was really great, and to kind of learn more about my culture, because I'm Japanese, but I'm very white in the sense that I don't know anything about my culture, and I'm really embarrassed about that. I wish I did, but I don't. So this book was really interesting. So, I read this in January of this year, but it was published October 6, 2009. So I have some of the information from Goodreads written down, so I'm looking down. But the second book that I read, which was at the end of January, was the Hunger Games series by Suzanne Collins. And I don't have it with me because it's on my Kindle, but I'm sure you've all seen the covers. And I don't have a particular favorite because, to me, series are all just one big book, one big story. And so I didn't have a favorite, but I read it at the end of January, and it was published October 31st, 2008, as to the best of my knowledge. So I'm pretty late. Usually I don't really read the newly written books, but yeah, so the third book I read, which was in March, was Lola and the Boy Next Door by Stephanie Perkins. And as you guys know, this is a companion novel to this is Lola and the Boy Next Door, and this is a companion novel to Anna and the French Kiss. And I actually, because it's a companion novel, so it's two separate stories that collide, kind of, I preferred this one more, and I actually don't have Anna and the French Kiss. It's on my Kindle as well, so I thought I'd show you this one. But I read this in March, and it was, published on September 29, 2011. I didn't say what The Hunger Games was about because I'm pretty sure you guys all know, and I'm sure you know what this is about too, but it's just, it's basically about a girl growing up in San Francisco, and her name's Lola, and she's kind of outrageous with her, the way she dresses, like you can see in the picture. And it just kind of tells her story of Cricket, who's the boy next door, and stuff like that, and how they grew up together. And yeah, so that's that. I gave that 5 out of 5 stars as well. This one was actually published in 2012 when I read it. So this one's called Homefront by Kristen Hanna. And it's not a very long book, but it's very large. It's like the same size as my head. So anyway, this book, I read it in May, at the end of May, and it was published January 31st, 2012. But this book is about, I have a review up as well, I'll put the link below, but basically it's about a woman who is in the army, and she gets sent to Iraq, and right around the time of September 11th, and her family, it's just kind of how her family has to deal with it, and it shows a lot of, like, I don't know if you guys know, but I'm a military spouse, my husband's in the Navy, and so, it was kind of interesting to get a man's perspective, and how he has to deal with staying at home with the kids, and kind of taking over her role, even though he's a lawyer, so he has, you know, a very busy life as well, and he also had to take over her roles, and it's just really interesting because it made him appreciate her more, because at first he was kind of like, you don't do anything, you're lazy, all you do is stay at home, and when he took over her roles, he realized she's not just this lazy person that doesn't do anything, you know. And so yeah, this was a really, really great book. It definitely 5 out of 5 stars, if not like 10, like I said. I really, really enjoyed it. And then finally, this one I just did a review on, so I'm sure you guys know, but this one is called The Castaways by Elin Hilderbrand, and I read it in June of this year. I guess I read it June 14th when I started it, but it was published July 7th of 2009, and I just did a review, so I don't want to go into too much detail, but basically it's about a husband and wife who drowned mysteriously after dealing with rumors of infidelity, and they go on their sailboat to kind of celebrate their anniversary and to kind of move forward in their marriage and kind of have a better marriage for themselves. And they ended up drowning mysteriously, and it's written from 6 people's point of view, which is their best friends. And it's just kind of nice because you get to hear all the secrets that kind of unravel when you're getting inside each of these people's heads after finding out that their friends had died, and kind of the aftermath of everything and stuff like that. So yeah, I just wanted to do a quick little video. I think this is like my 3rd today, but I might be doing more. I might do a tag, but yeah, I just, like I said, it wasn't my idea or anything. I've seen a couple people do videos like this, but I just want to let you guys know what my favorites were. I think I have a review up of all of these except for The Hunger Games and Lola and the Boy Next Door, because there's like a million, and I don't think, I mean, I pretty much agree with what everybody said, that it's awesome, and I know some people didn't like those 2 books, but for the most part a lot of people did, and so I didn't think I really needed to add any more to it. But I mean, if you did want to see a review, that's great. But a lot of the books that are brand new and everyone's read, like for instance, The Hunger Games, there's a million reviews out, and I feel like I don't need to do a review. I'd rather do reviews of a book like this, where I don't think I've seen any reviews on it. Sorry, my phone's going off. But I don't think I've seen any reviews on YouTube of a book like this. So I'd rather do books like that, where if you do watch my reviews and you do like the same books as me, then it kind of, because I like watching reviews of people saying books that no one's really heard of, and I listen, I go, oh, you know what, I'll definitely check that out, instead of a Hunger Games review where it's like, yes, I know what it's about, and I just don't really see the point of putting up another video about it. So, and I know a lot of people think the same way. So anyway, that's that. I'll link all the reviews below. If you want me to do a review on The Hunger Games or Lola and the Boy Next Door, let me know and I'll do that. So, happy reading.